How do you claim you love someone, yet you seek their downfall? It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me. Story time. So this is a story of a girl. I don't know how to. It's just so disappointing. You know, in a situation whereby this girl was a teenager growing up in a locality, and there's this person. You see this uncle thing. Anyway, let's leave it and dive into the story. This uncle comes and goes. You know this kind of people that lives around. I think I can't get a picture of the exact picture of his job, but his job takes him out of time sometimes. So, but he lives in the house, but he's hardly around. So, you know, whenever he's around, he's quite friendly. He's quite all of those things. So the mother feels it's okay to, you know, that he's harmless. So she leaves her children around this young man. Now, this young man comes back one certain time, you know, talked about an opportunity that could, you know, help the girl, because the father, they don't have any father. I didn't ask because emotionally everything was messed up. I couldn't ask them of the father, but the father was not in their life at the time, was never in their life at any point. And in fact, two of her siblings are not from the same father, which I think the mother has a lot of explaining to do. So now the mother, because she's not working, because the father is not around, sorry, she's not going to school, so she's working. She was working at the time, so the man brings in a job opportunity. What is this job opportunity? To help him always to clean up whenever he's around, like clean up his 2-bedroom apartment, and he gets to pay her monthly. You know, so her job is anytime he's around, she cleans. If he's around for a long time, you know, she cleans almost every day. But if anytime he's not around, she cleans only when he comes around. Now, the mother said, okay, fine, as long as you are paying. So at the time, that was 4 or 5 years ago, he was paying her 40,000 naira. So it was good enough for them, and the girl was happy to do that. So she cleans, and that was it. But she said that 3 years down the line, she noticed that whenever she finished cleaning, the man would be like, okay, why don't you stay around? Let's watch you know, programs, you know, discuss and all of that. So it was in the verge of all of this discussion that the man gets to find out that, okay, yeah, he has a dream of studying kiniko in school. I think microbiology, that she wanted to work in a laboratory and all of those things. So no, she wanted to study medical laboratory. So the man said, okay, fine. Then helped her get through to polytechnic. She wrote JAM. She wasn't able to make it in the uni, so she got to study science laboratory technology, SLT, in poly. Now she graduates, right? She finished her ND, that's OND, and this man was also still the one sponsoring the education, by the way. And then she have to go for her IT. So this man helps her to get an IT placement in a medical laboratory center that is just a bit beyond the town, not in the town, like the next town. And so she goes there to go. So she was living, found her accommodation very close there, and he was living there. Now, this is where the drama starts. She gets involved with one of the senior lab technicians in the place. You know, they get into some sort of relationship, and she was, you know, pursuing the whole thing, and it was supposed to end up in marriage thereabout. And that is how she comes back to get for her HND. So the man said he noticed some sort of withdrawal from her and all of that. And then but at the point, mind you, this man has not made her feelings known to this girl, right? So she goes back to school, and she was back to school in her first year HND. She was studying normal, and then the next thing, she brings in her invitation card to this man, like, you know, I mean, my destiny helper kind of stuff. Let me invite you, big brother kind of stuff. And the man goes, I love you. Why do you think I was doing all of these things for you? Why do you think I did everything? I'm paying your school fees currently. Am I your father? Do I look like a father? I was hoping that when you finish from school, because I didn't want to ask you out now, so that it's not when you finish, it don't look like I'm asking you to be my babe or be my wife because I am sending you to school. I just wanted to give you time to study and, you know, finish up before I could ask. And first off, I am of the opinion that if you like someone, please put that out there. Especially if you are doing them a favor because of this thing, put it out there. I am doing you this favor because of this. Let the person get the choice to choose whether they want to accept that favor or not. Shobo? That's how they say to you, Baba. Shobo? You hear back? So that is it, because this man starts opposing this wedding, moves over to go and start warning the guy who is about to get married to this girl, and everything. First of all, he even stopped paying the school fees, and obviously, and this guy should have been upfront with also the husband to be telling him that, okay, see, the person paying my school fees is not my husband, he's not my father, he's so person, our neighbor at home and all of that. You know, explain, because tell me why she stopped from school. So the man is actually angry with her, her husband to be is angry with her because he believes that she withheld those information because she still wants to lead him on, and then maybe after a while, because he's comfortable, he will go back to the man who is paying her school fees. The man who is paying her school fees is busy fighting the man instead of squashing whatever it is with the girl. You have no business with this man. And at the end of the day, these two men get to not have this girl because the girl died. Guess who killed her? I'll leave that to you in the comment section. What do you think about this situation? Okay, best the two men. Now the two men, nobody gets to have this girl because guess what? The girl disappeared. She's nowhere to be found. So because of the pressure coming from this other guy who's paying her school fees and the pressure coming from her husband to be, she decided to leave out of the blue. So she said that she's waiting for the first person to find her among the two of them. Since the soap, oh guys, since the soap, oh, you run away, you're waiting for who will catch you up. First of all, this is my take. You accept it. There are some favors that you don't really accept from people, except you find out exactly what they want. Because in this girl's case, I think it was just innocently. But at the point you figured out, there's a way a man will be doing something for you. Women has that instinct. You will know that this one has something he wants. Do you understand? At that point, you could decide to have a conversation. Then secondly, if you're a man and you're doing anything for a woman that you love, that you like, make your feelings known. Don't always assume. And then if you're entering a relationship, try as much as possible to be open, like to be sincere, especially if there are information about you that you feel like will be controversial in the future. Let the person that is going to do life with you know. Don't keep them in the dark. Don't make them make a fool of themselves. That is what I believe. That is my take. But what do you think about this? Do you blame this girl 100%? Do you blame the guy that's paying her school fees, or do you blame the person who wants to marry her? What exactly is it? Because she's looking for advice whether she should go back to either of them or she should remain where she is. I will see you all in the next story time. For now, toodles.